this next topic. So we talked about Tesla price changes on this last video, but we didn't actually get into the actual price changes that could be happening this year. So before we get into it, this is kind of clickbait, I guess, because Tesla has not changed prices yet, but we are certainly predicting that Tesla will change prices. So let's take a look at what the current prices are with the inventory discounts and compare them to the actual prices and try and predict and what to expect with the next prices next year and how they will actually fall with the Model 3 versus the Model Y, and go through a couple different predictions that I have. So let's take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So this kind of sparked from this. Shout out to Gary Black for posting this. Tesla's price matrix in the US is likely to change over the next week to eliminate distortions caused by the removal of the EV credits. So if you don't know, the Model 3 long range and standard range are losing the $7,500 federal tax credit. They get zero of it. Model 3 Performance and all Model Y trims get the $7,500 federal tax credit. And so there's really not much in terms of what has happened with this in the past, but we do know Tesla certainly has supported their vehicles when their vehicles lose the tax credit. Taking a look at this article from Notebook Checks. Quote, Tesla confirms it will compensate for the loss of Model Y and Model 3 EV subsidies, because they know this, right? They can raise prices as quickly as they need to, and they can decrease prices as quickly as they need to. And it's also state dependent too. That's why there's better deals in some states, because some other states might have a state level incentive. So Tesla knows they can use dynamic pricing to increase those prices. But this article specifically was from the German market, because the German area market where it was taken away some of the subsidies, and so Tesla released this and saying that they're going to back it and also adjust their prices based upon that. So we kind of know that Tesla does support these prices depending on if they go higher or lower. And so let's take a look at the actual prices today. If you take a look at the current inventory that's out there with inventory discounts, this is the price differences that you can see. This is of course the California market. Other markets might fluctuate, maybe $1,000 or $1,000 lower, but these are inventory prices. So Model 3 standard range across the board, we start at $35,000 all the way up to $46,000 adjusted for federal tax credit. This bucket right here, this gives you the adjusted prices after the current today $7,500 federal tax credit. Taking a look at the right side, we've got the Model Y side. And we can see the current prices in terms of inventory prices, anywhere from $39,500 to $47,000, with the tax credit adjusted prices from $32,000 all the way to $39,740. And this is the key thing right here. Here are the differences in prices between the Model 3 standard range versus the Model Y equivalent trim of the Model Y standard range or long range or performance. So you can see it's anywhere from like a $4,500 difference between going from Model 3 to Model Y. For the Model 3 long range to Model Y long range, it's about another $4,000 difference. And then Model Y to Model 3 performance is about a $1,300 difference. So really you can see there's pretty big price jumps from Model 3 to Model Y, especially in the standard range or the long range camp. But taking a look at the first prediction that I have, we can see if I can make this fit into the screen. The first prediction that I have is Tesla will remove Model Y inventory discounts that we are seeing right now. That's anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 off. And so they'll go back to what the prices are currently posted on the Tesla order page, which is $44,000 to $52,500. Then they're going to add back the Model 3 inventory discounts. But you can see if they do that, there's not much difference, or really any difference. Like Model Y standard range versus Model 3 standard range is a $1,400 difference that favors the Model 3, but the long range Model 3 is $360 more than the Model Y long range. So certainly that wouldn't make any sort of sense at all. And then Model 3 performance, you can see it's a $6,600 difference, but that's because of the full $7,500 federal tax credit. So that's why I think my third prediction with this is I I feel like because they got to clear out the Model 3 to bring in this new Highland Model 3 in the next year, and they have whatever many months to do that, I certainly feel like they're going to add some sort of special financing for the Model 3. The Tesla recently just inked a deal with a company that allows credit union financing, and so certainly I feel like Tesla is going to get to that point and allow people to get better rates on their Tesla financing, because I feel like that's kind of the hang up right now. When you go to buy a Tesla, the rate is 6.69% for 60 to 72 months, and that certainly is pretty high still for most places, or most people. So certainly, if they can lower the interest rate and lower the vehicle price, then of course that's going to equal a lower monthly payment at the end of the day. But certainly, this is all prediction. That's my prediction number A. And if you're looking to buy a Tesla now, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so you can get 6 months of free supercharging plus 3 months of full self-driving, which is valued at $600. My prediction B is this. I think if Tesla keeps the Model Y discounts, then they're going to have to severely drop the Model 3 pricing. So if the Model Y inventory discounts stay the same, anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 off, here are the adjusted prices: $32,000, $38,000, and $39,000. But if they keep those inventory discounts, which they might have to, depending on how much inventory is still left, then Tesla might also drop severely the Model 3 pricing. And I kind of like these round numbers: $29,990 for a brand new Model 3 standard range, $34,990 for a brand new long range, and of course keeping the Model 3 performance at the current price because it still qualifies for the full $7,500 federal tax credit. And you can see the differences here between the Model Y and Model 3 with all those prices adjusted is about the same at the end of the day as we're currently at right now. Not really the same, but still a couple plus or minus $1,000 or $2. But certainly, these are all predictions. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think I'm in line, or do you think it's going to be a much different case? But we really have no idea. What we can do, or what we do know, is Tesla loves shocking the market. We can go back to the history books earlier this year when Tesla dropped the price of the Tesla Model Y from $66,000 all the way to $53,000, a $13,000 price drop overnight for the Model Y, and they continue to do that all throughout the year to now when it is a $48,990 for the Model Y long range, when it was $66,000 just earlier this year. So Tesla likes to do crazy things like that, and they certainly could do much more in the near future. But let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you think this pricing could be in line, whether it's prediction A or prediction B. We're going to jump into the next topic, but before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link where you support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the